One thing we have not done with this first sort of sea trip imminent is finish the tent off. So the first job is to get this front opening sorted. I've marked it off where we're going to cross these over like that. And what we're going to do is lay Velcro along there and then just seam these edges off, and then they'll be done. The next job then would be to tape the seams. So these seams, when they're sewn, I mean, you know, this is waterproof fabric, but where you tape through, see these ones we're not going to bother because they're right down at the bottom, but for instance, this seam here, these are the ones that go overhead. In a torrential rain, the sewing will create little gaps, and what will happen is the water will just bleed through the gaps here. So what we do, we just literally paint the seam sealant on them, and that'll be the second job we do, and that should dry overnight. And then that should be the tent done. This tent, I think we've made it too small. It's too low. It's a little bit snug, and it's a nightmare getting down the front of the boat with the tent on. So, you know, I think what we're going to have to do is a little bit of sucking and seeing. We can raise these bits up at the bottom with elastic to give us, you know, we could probably get, you know, that much height, which would be good. But, you know, I think we'll just have to play around, you know, when we're on a trip to try that. I'm down at the boat tomorrow, but the weather is just horrendous. So, you know, I'm not sort of holding my breath for testing this. I don't want to get the tent soaking wet, you know, ready for the trip. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. And if you have to make another one, at least we've learned, and at least we've got templates now that we can, you know we can then make another one with. So it's not all the end of the world. And this will be useful, if for nothing else, for sleeping under. So, you know, it'll be fine. So those are the two jobs we've got to do. Yeah, so without any further ado, let's crack on and do them. I've got a brand new pack of this heavy duty stick-on Velcro. This stuff is evil. I mean, it's evil stuff. It sticks like anything, and I've used it all over the boat, all over my camper van, all over everywhere, really. Now, we're not actually gonna stick this on and rely on that. We're gonna sew it on, but being able to stick it on to position it is really useful. So that's what we've kind of got as a marker. So we're going to use that, and then we're going to stick one side down about there, and one side will stick on the other side. Let's unpeel it. And stick this side on. Oh gosh, it's so sticky, this stuff. We need to make sure that we make sure this is nice and flat. I'm quite excited about using the tent on the boat, to be honest with you. And I think quite excited is an understatement, to be frank. The thought of being able to drop the anchor and just sort of sleep aboard is just an amazing feeling. And I think that what that means for me is ultimately, yes, perhaps a cabin is, you know, or cuddy probably is where we're headed on this channel somehow. But, you know, for now, we've got a lugger, and a lugger is an open boat, so we need a tent. And it's been challenging making the tent, but boy, has it been fun. So those You know, these stick so well that, look at that, that for a test, these would probably work. But, you know, we want to do it properly. So I'm going to get these stitched on now. And then we will, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just get that little bit there off there because that's not really ideal. Try and do that without cutting the rest of the tent off. Right, let's sew this up, and then we'll get on to the seams. There we go. I'm not the world's best sewer, as you may have gathered, but we've made it. We've done it. Do that. Now this is ripped something on, so I'm not going to worry too much about this edge. Ideally, you should have maybe hemmed that, but it's not going to fray beyond there anyway. And that's it, done now. The only thing we're going to have to watch for is, if we can find the other side of this, so when we get this taped up, when we actually Velcro this, which goes like that, it's quite strong. This Velcro is quite strong, so we don't want to pull anything apart, but that's looking pretty cool. I'm quite pleased with it, to be honest with you. Let's go and get these tape seamed up. So we've got two seams on this tent we need to worry about, and one is here at the front that joins the front section to the mid section, and this one here which joins the mid section to the aft section of the tent. This is the long one. You can see how the tent kind of gets lower down. Look how much shorter this one is. And that's it. I think that's all we need to do. I'm going to do it with... Let me go and get it. Where have I put it? Ah, here we are. So I'm using the Dometic Seam Sealant, this is the job it's designed for, although it's also been quite a stalwart at basically gluing things together, this has. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to just... Well, there's two ways of doing it, really. You could do it like this, or you can brush it on. And the idea is, let me show you. The idea is we're just blocking up these holes. Let me just get a brush and see if we can brush that as well. Yeah, and that's all we're doing. There we go. Two seams all taped up, hopefully. Sealed up, should I say. We'll let that dry overnight now, and then tomorrow we'll just get that tent packed up. We need to find sort of a bag for it, don't we, really? Because we need it to be able to, we need that to be able to be got out quickly when we need it.